Urgent news about Reeves' future at Lakers is taken. Stay until the end to know everything. But before you start the video, already leave your like and subscribe to the channel so as not to miss any important news from Lakers. In recent weeks, rumors have intensified around the NBA about the Los Angeles Lakers possibly including Austin Reaves in a trade. While the idea has stirred mixed reactions among fans and analysts, one thing has become clear. The Lakers, according to insider Dan Woik from the Los Angeles Times, would only consider parting ways with Reeves in exchange for a top-tier center. This isn't about dissatisfaction with Reeves' performance, quite the opposite. Reeves is coming off the most productive season of his young career, averaging 20.2 points per game across 73 starts. He also posted impressive shooting splits, 46% from the field, nearly 38% from beyond the arc, and an elite 87.7% from the free throw line. The numbers confirm what the eye test suggests. Reeves is a reliable and efficient offensive contributor. However, the Lakers' playoff exit at the hands of the Minnesota Timberwolves exposed a glaring issue: the lack of a dominant big man. While Reeves still managed a respectable 16.2 points per game in the postseason, his shooting percentages took a dip. He hit just over 41% of his shots and saw his three-point accuracy drop to 31.9%. Defensively, he was repeatedly targeted by Minnesota's aggressive offense, especially in pick-and-roll situations. Dan Woik summed up the conundrum facing the Lakers with a blunt but insightful take. "I hate to write these next 3 words," he admitted. "Trade Austin Reaves." Woik wasn't suggesting the Lakers move him out of frustration or underperformance. His proposal came from a place of strategic necessity. According to him, the team needs to use Reeves as a trade chip to acquire a center who can both defend the paint and be a lob threat on offense, qualities the team desperately lacked and that cost them a deeper playoff run. Without a presence in the middle, they were simply outmatched in key moments. The idea here is not to devalue Reeves, but rather to acknowledge the harsh reality of roster building in the NBA. As good as he is, Reeves plays a position where the Lakers have more depth and flexibility. Meanwhile, the center position remains a critical void. Earlier this year, the Lakers pursued Charlotte Hornets big man Mark Williams, reportedly offering a package involving Cam Reddish, rookie Dalton Knecht, and a draft pick. The deal ultimately collapsed due to concerns about Williams' medical status. Still, that attempt was a clear signal of what the front office believes it needs to take the next step. Now that the Lakers' need for a quality center is public knowledge, rival teams hold more leverage. Prices will rise. Trade demands will stiffen. And that's where Reeves' name becomes a valuable card in negotiations. He's productive, young, and still under a team-friendly contract worth $13.9 million for the 2025-26 season. In short, he's exactly the kind of player other franchises want in return for a foundational piece. But a trade involving Reeves isn't just about roster fit, it's also a financial decision. Reports from Athlon Sports suggest Reeves is targeting the 2026 free agency period to land a major contract, potentially in the $40 million per year range. That puts the Lakers in a tight spot. Do they commit to a long-term high-cost deal for Reeves, or do they use his current value to address a bigger need while they still can? With the off-season in motion and decisions looming, the Lakers are facing one of their most delicate balancing acts in years. Sacrificing a core contributor like Reeves could bring the interior dominance they sorely need, but it might also fracture the team's chemistry and alienate fans. It's a gamble either way and the clock is ticking. Trading away a fan favorite is never just a basketball decision. It's an emotional one. In the case of Austin Reaves, the potential move carries significant weight both on and off the court. While analysts and front offices focus on numbers, fit, and long-term planning, there's another reality to consider. Reeves has become a symbol of the Lakers' identity in recent seasons. Since arriving as an undrafted rookie, Reeves has steadily climbed the ranks in Los Angeles. His work ethic, gritty attitude, and confidence in clutch moments quickly made him a favorite among both teammates and fans. He's not a superstar by name, but he plays with the swagger of someone who belongs on the NBA's biggest stages. That underdog-to-starter journey resonates with Lakers fans, especially in a franchise filled with glitz and superstar narratives. Reeves, by contrast, feels real, grounded, relatable. The emotional bond between player and fan base is something rare. During home games at Crypto.com Arena, chants of AR-15, or Hillbilly Kobe, his playful nickname, could be heard echoing throughout the crowd. Fans bought his jersey in droves. Kids started emulating his jump shot. In many ways, he filled a gap left by the departures of other beloved role players like Alex Caruso, another gritty guard whose exit still stings for some. From a team chemistry standpoint, Reeves is also a key glue guy. He's known for his high basketball IQ, his ability to adapt to different roles, and his easy rapport with both stars and bench players. He shares a particularly strong on-court chemistry with LeBron James, often acting as a secondary playmaker and taking pressure off the veteran during heavy minutes. LeBron himself has praised Reeves on multiple occasions, calling him one of the smartest young players I've ever played with. That kind of synergy is difficult to replace. Even if the Lakers manage to land an elite big man in exchange, integrating that player into the system could take time. Centers, especially traditional ones, often require a different style of play, one that slows down the game and relies heavily on rim protection and half-court execution. The risk? You solve one issue while creating another, losing pace, versatility, and perimeter creativity. There's also the intangible factor: morale. Reeves is widely respected in the locker room for his unselfishness and competitive drive. Moving him could have unintended consequences on team dynamics, particularly if the deal doesn't yield immediate success. In a league where momentum and vibes matter more than ever, messing with chemistry is a gamble, one that could backfire if the team starts slowly or struggles to mesh with the new addition. Additionally, there's a broader concern for Lakers management. The team has struggled in recent years to build consistency and continuity. The 2020 championship run aside, each season has felt like a patchwork project. New rosters, revolving doors of role players, and constant adjustments. Trading Reeves would only continue that trend, signaling yet another reset. How many more resets can this team handle before the foundation cracks? From the fan perspective, the backlash could be severe. Lakers fans are fiercely loyal, but they also have long memories. They still talk about losing Caruso for luxury tax savings. If Reeves is dealt, especially without a clear, immediate upgrade in return, it could lead to serious criticism of the front office. Social media will erupt. Talk shows will debate the decision endlessly. And if results don't follow, the pressure on Rob Pelinka and the entire Lakers leadership will only intensify. Ultimately, moving Reeves is not just a roster move. It's a cultural shift. It's the Lakers saying, we're prioritizing fit and size over loyalty and development. That might be the right call from a strictly strategic standpoint, but it's a call that comes with emotional and reputational consequences. As the team weighs its next steps, it must ask, is solving the center problem worth the emotional cost of parting with one of its most beloved and consistent players? And more importantly, will the gamble pay off? If the Lakers are truly considering moving Austin Reaves, then the return has to justify the emotional and tactical loss. And according to Dan Woik and other analysts, the only realistic scenario where Los Angeles parts with Reeves is for a legitimate high-impact center. Someone who can anchor the defense, finish around the rim, and elevate the team's ceiling in the playoffs. But that raises a difficult question. Who exactly fits that bill? The modern NBA has seen the role of traditional centers shift dramatically. While dominant big men like Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid, and Bam Adebayo continue to thrive, most teams either already have their centerpieces or aren't willing to give them up. That leaves the Lakers looking at a narrower pool of options. Players who are good enough to move the needle but potentially available through trade. 1. Jarrett Allen, Cleveland Cavaliers. Allen might be the most intriguing name on the board. A former All-Star, he's a proven rim protector, elite lob threat, and efficient low-usage scorer. He averaged 16.5 points and 10.5 rebounds per game in the 2023-24 season while shooting over 63% from the field. The Cavaliers are in a bit of a front-court logjam with Allen and Evan Mobley, and after back-to-back early playoff exits, they may be open to reshaping their roster. A package centered around Reeves could give Cleveland a dynamic guard with playmaking ability and playoff experience, a significant need beside Donovan Mitchell. Still, acquiring Allen would mean a commitment to a slower, more half-court-oriented system. Would that mesh with LeBron and AD's preferred pace? 2. Clint Capella or Atlanta Hawks. Capella fits the mold of what the Lakers seem to want. A veteran center who rebounds well, defends the paint, and doesn't need the ball to be effective. He's also on an expiring contract, which makes him a more flexible short-term addition. However, Capella isn't a long-term solution. At 30, with a history of minor injuries and declining lateral mobility, he may not be worth Austin Reaves in a one-for-one scenario. More likely, he'd be part of a larger, multiplayer deal, possibly one that helps the Lakers balance other parts of the roster as well. 3. Walker Kessler, Utah Jazz. Kessler offers tremendous upside as a young athletic shot blocker. At just 23, he's already established himself as one of the best defensive bigs in the league. He's cheap, under team control for multiple years, and fits perfectly with a team like the Lakers that needs interior presence but doesn't want to overload the cap sheet. The problem? Utah sees him as part of their future. Unless the Jazz receive a serious offer, maybe Reeves plus a pick or another rotation piece, they're unlikely to move Kessler now. But if the Lakers want a young, controllable big man with playoff upside, this is a target worth chasing. 4. DeAndre Ayton, Portland Trail Blazers. Ayton is a controversial figure. He has all the tools: size, touch around the basket, rebounding, and athleticism. But consistency and effort have been his biggest critics. After being traded from Phoenix to Portland, his numbers improved, 16.7 points and 11.1 rebounds, but he still hasn't fully convinced the league that he's a franchise cornerstone. Still, the Blazers are rebuilding and might value a playmaker like Reeves more than a high-salary big man. The salaries match up well, and the Lakers could view Ayton as a reclamation project worth taking a chance on, especially under the guidance of a championship-focused locker room. 5. Miles Turner, Indiana Pacers. Turner has been on the Lakers' radar for years. He's a rare big man who can shoot threes and block shots, exactly the modern skill set that would thrive next to Anthony Davis. The issue? The Pacers are winning now and likely won't let Turner go unless they're blown away by an offer. Could Reeves be enough to make them reconsider? Maybe. But Indiana might ask for additional assets, especially considering Turner's role as a leader and locker room cornerstone. The reality is, no option is perfect. The Lakers have to balance short-term gains with long-term flexibility. Reeves is a steady, known quantity, someone who's cheap, reliable, and playoff-tested. Most of the centers available either come with question marks, large salaries, or limited offensive versatility. But if Rob Pelinka and the Lakers front office are serious about restructuring this team to chase another championship before LeBron James walks away, then addressing the paint is non-negotiable. And that means considering bold moves, even if it involves letting go of a fan favorite like Reeves. Now, the challenge becomes not just who the Lakers want, but what they're willing to give up beyond Reeves to get him. While trade rumors swirl across front offices and sports talk shows, it's easy to forget that at the center of all this speculation is a real person. Austin Reaves isn't just a trade asset or salary figure. He's a young man with ambitions, emotions, and a rapidly rising NBA career that now hangs in the balance. For someone who went undrafted just a few years ago, Reeves' rise has been nothing short of remarkable. From G League level expectations to starting alongside LeBron James in playoff games, his trajectory defied every prediction. He's not just playing in the NBA, he's thriving, producing at high efficiency and earning respect from some of the game's biggest names. So how does a player like Reeves respond when he hears his name constantly floated in trade scenarios? The truth is he's likely not surprised. Reeves is smart, both on the court and off it. He knows how the business of basketball works. And more importantly, he knows that his value has never been higher. His breakout season, combined with a favorable contract, makes him one of the most attractive assets in the league for teams looking to build or retool. But that doesn't mean the situation is easy. Sources close to Reeves have hinted at some frustration. After all, this is the team that believed in him when others didn't. The Lakers gave him a platform to shine, and he delivered. He didn't just meet expectations, he shattered them. And now, just as he's cemented himself as a core piece of the roster, he's being viewed as expendable in the pursuit of a different piece. That creates tension. Loyalty goes both ways. Reeves has spoken publicly about how much playing for the Lakers means to him, the tradition, the fan base, the big stage. He's embraced the purple and gold in a way that many young players don't. Leaving that behind, especially not by choice, would sting. There's also the question of timing. Reeves is well aware that he's nearing the prime earning window of his career. According to projections from Athlon Sports, he's eyeing the summer of 2026 as the point where he could cash in with a major deal, potentially one worth $40 million annually. That kind of money changes lives and legacies. But staying in Los Angeles might make that more complicated. The Lakers are perpetually pressed against the salary cap. With LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and potentially Bronny James on the books in the near future, committing a huge chunk of the payroll to Reeves might be too costly. That reality has likely influenced the team's willingness to include him in trade talks now, while his value is high and his salary manageable. From Reeves' perspective, then, the next move matters more than ever. If he stays in LA, he needs assurance that he's truly part of the long-term vision, not just a placeholder until the next big trade. If he's dealt, he'll be looking for an organization that not only gives him a bigger role, but also aligns with his goals, to contend, to grow, and to get paid. For now, he's saying the right things in interviews, staying focused, working hard, and letting his agent handle the business side. But behind the scenes, you can bet he's evaluating his future just as closely as the Lakers are evaluating theirs. There's also a human element to this that's often overlooked. Players build bonds, with teammates, coaches, trainers, and communities. Reeves has deep relationships inside the Lakers locker room. He's close with LeBron, shares a great rapport with D'Angelo Russell, and has earned the trust of head coach Darvin Ham. Being uprooted, even for a better opportunity, isn't easy, especially for a player who's finally found stability in his professional life. And make no mistake, Reeves isn't the type to cause drama or demand trades. He's not going on social media to drop cryptic messages. But he's competitive. He wants to win. And he wants to be respected. If he starts feeling like a trade piece instead of a priority, that will influence his decisions down the line, especially when that massive 2026 payday comes into view. In the end, Reeves is doing what all great professionals do, keeping his head down, controlling what he can, and staying ready. But he knows the landscape has shifted. Whether he's in Los Angeles next season or wearing another jersey, one thing is certain, the league is watching and his journey is far from over. In the halls of the Lakers training facility in El Segundo, every decision comes with more weight than most NBA franchises could ever understand. That's the burden, and the privilege, of being one of the most storied organizations in sports. Every move is scrutinized. Every signing is a headline. Every mistake echoes through decades of legacy. So when Rob Pelinka and the Lakers front office evaluate whether or not to trade Austin Reaves, the decision isn't just about basketball mechanics. It's about identity, timing, and the ever-elusive balance between contending now and building for the future. At the heart of this dilemma is the Lakers' core mission: win championships. Not playoff berths. Not good seasons. Banners. That's the standard set by Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, and now LeBron James. It's why the Lakers are always in pursuit of stars, why draft picks are often used as trade currency, and why development is often sacrificed for immediate impact. But that strategy comes with risks, and they've started to show. Since winning the title in the 2020 bubble, the Lakers have been in a constant state of flux. Each season has featured new lineups, mid-season trades, injury-ridden rotations, and underwhelming finishes. The team has struggled to find continuity, and it's cost them. Chemistry issues, lack of depth, and defensive vulnerabilities have become recurring problems. That's where Austin Reaves stood out. He was a rare constant in a chaotic ecosystem, improving every season, adapting to various roles, and never complaining about touches or usage. In a franchise notorious for volatility, Reeves became a symbol of reliability. So why consider trading him? The answer lies in the front office's current calculus. LeBron James is 40 years old. Anthony Davis, despite elite production, has a history of injuries. The Lakers don't have time for 5-year plans. Every season that doesn't end in a championship is, by their own standards, a failure. That urgency, amplified by LeBron's ticking clock, creates immense pressure to go all in now. And that's the core of the dilemma. Reeves might be more valuable 2 or 3 years from now, but will that help you beat Denver, Boston, or Milwaukee next season? Rob Pelinka is walking a tightrope. On one side is the temptation to make a splash, to trade Reeves for a proven big man and give LeBron and AD the final piece they need. On the other is the fear of repeating past mistakes, like letting Alex Caruso walk for nothing, or gambling on Russell Westbrook in a trade that derailed team structure for nearly 2 years. In February, the Lakers tried to acquire Mark Williams from Charlotte, offering Cam Reddish, Dalton Knecht, and a draft pick. That deal collapsed due to medical issues. But it revealed something vital. The front office knows that the center position is their Achilles heel. They know that relying solely on Anthony Davis at the 5 wears him down over a full season. And they know that elite teams have elite rim protection. The problem is that everyone else knows it too. Now that the Lakers are publicly targeting a big, opposing teams hold leverage. They know the Lakers are desperate. They know the front office is under pressure to deliver in LeBron's final chapters. That inflates prices and limits flexibility. Suddenly, trading Reeves, once an untouchable piece, becomes the only way to get serious names on the table. But it's not just about talent. It's about narrative. Pelinka has to be careful. Trade away Reeves and you better win, quickly. Otherwise, fans and media will label it another misstep in a post-bubble era riddled with questionable roster moves. Keep Reeves and fail to address the front court, and critics will say the team isn't serious about competing at the highest level. There's also the matter of ownership philosophy. Jeannie Buss has been vocal about continuity, loyalty, and preserving Lakers culture. She's also wary of repeating mistakes that led to internal dysfunction during the late Kobe years. Trading Reeves might go against that culture, unless it's clearly the only path toward title contention. At this crossroads, the Lakers face one of their most delicate personnel decisions in years. It's not just about Reeves. It's about sending a message, to the players, to the fans, and to the rest of the league. Will the Lakers double down on their all-in approach and gamble on immediate reinforcements? Or will they hold firm, commit to development, and trust that Reeves, along with a healthy AD and LeBron, is enough to compete? The next move will define not just the upcoming season, but the future direction of the entire franchise. There's a reason why certain players, regardless of draft status or stat lines, manage to capture the hearts of fans. It's not just about points per game. It's not about accolades or shoe deals. Sometimes it's about effort, authenticity, and connection. Austin Reaves is one of those rare players. And for the Lakers fan base, that means everything. From the moment he arrived in Los Angeles as an undrafted rookie, Reeves played like someone who had something to prove. Every possession, every defensive rotation, every hustle play. In a league filled with highlight seekers and inflated egos, he brought a grounded, gritty style of play that instantly endeared him to the crowd at Crypto.com Arena. He wasn't flashy. He was fearless. Lakers fans saw something familiar in him. Echoes of Alex Caruso, Derek Fisher, even glimpses of a young Kobe Bryant's unrelenting work ethic. Reeves may not be a superstar, but he represented what LA loves. Someone who fights, who improves, who doesn't shrink from the moment. And then came the breakout. As his scoring numbers climbed, as he took on more playmaking responsibility, as he hit clutch shots in late-game situations, the love only deepened. He became a fan favorite not just for what he did, but how he did it. Humble. Confident. Team first. In a city known for superstars, Reeves brought balance. A reminder that greatness can also come from the grind. That's why the current trade rumors hit different. Fans aren't just concerned about losing production. They're worried about losing identity. In a season that saw inconsistent lineups, chemistry issues, and public drama, Reeves was a constant. He played hard when others coasted. He stayed composed when others argued. He kept the team competitive during injury stretches. He was, in the eyes of many fans, the heartbeat of the roster. So when news leaks that the Lakers are considering moving him for a big man, even a much-needed one, the fan reaction is mixed at best. Some understand the logic. The team needs a dominant center. They need rim protection. They need depth. But that doesn't soften the emotional blow. Online, Lakers Twitter has been vocal. Fans have expressed everything from concern to outright anger at the possibility of losing Reeves. Memes, highlights, tribute posts, they're all making the rounds again as if trying to remind the front office what they're risking. Because to trade Reeves is to do more than just alter the roster. It's to risk breaking a connection between the team and its supporters. A bond built not on superstar glamour, but on something more personal. There's also a generational aspect to this. Younger fans who didn't grow up watching Magic or even Prime Kobe are building their Lakers memories now, and Reeves is part of that foundation. He's a symbol of possibility, of perseverance, of loyalty. Letting him go would feel like a betrayal to that emerging fan base. That said, Lakers fans are no strangers to tough trades. They've lived through it all, from Shaq's departure to the Pau Gasol saga, from losing Caruso to the Westbrook gamble. They know this franchise swings big. But that doesn't mean it gets easier. The emotional cost of trading Reeves could reverberate far beyond the court. It could impact ticket sales, merchandise, fan morale. It could erode trust in the front office, especially if the incoming player doesn't deliver right away. The pressure to win the trade becomes immense. And if the Lakers fall short in the postseason again, fans will look back at this moment as the turning point, the day they let go of a beloved piece of the puzzle in search of something flashier. In a league increasingly dominated by transactions, it's easy to forget that fans still care about who wears the jersey, not just what they produce. Reeves became a Laker in every sense of the word, not just because he was signed by the team but because he played like he belonged here. And in the hearts of many fans he still does. Amidst all the swirling trade rumors, front office evaluations and media speculation, one path still remains firmly on the table, keeping Austin Reaves. It's not the flashiest option. It doesn't generate headlines or shake up the roster. But it might just be the smartest long-term decision the Lakers can make. Retaining Reeves sends a message, one of belief, continuity, and commitment to building something real, not just reactionary. Let's explore what that looks like. If the Lakers decide to stay the course, Austin Reaves likely returns to his role as a starting guard, sharing backcourt duties with D'Angelo Russell, operating as a secondary playmaker behind LeBron, and spacing the floor with his improved shooting. He's coming off a season where he averaged over 20 points per game, the best of his career, while shooting above league average from the field, from three and the free throw line. That kind of production at $13.9 million per year is rare. Most players with Reeves' numbers are either max contract stars or entering unrestricted free agency. The Lakers have him locked in on a team-friendly deal through 2026. That alone is valuable. But the upside goes beyond contracts and stats. Keeping Reeves gives the Lakers a foundation for the post-LeBron era. The franchise has spent years living on the edge, chasing titles with aging stars and filling out the roster with short-term pieces. Reeves offers something different: sustainability. At just 26 years old, he could be a key contributor for the next 5 to 7 seasons, bridging the current window with whatever comes next. It also preserves chemistry. Continuity is often overlooked in today's NBA, but teams that build cohesion, like the Nuggets or Celtics, often outperform more talented but disjointed rosters. Reeves has developed strong on-court synergy with both LeBron and Anthony Davis. He knows the system. He understands the expectations. Trading him would mean starting over with a new personality, a new skill set, and a new learning curve. Then there's the intangibles. Reeves has proven time and again that he's built for the bright lights of LA. He's unafraid in big moments. He plays with poise beyond his years. And most importantly, he buys into the team-first culture that Darvin Ham and Rob Pelinka have tried to instill. But choosing not to trade him isn't without consequence. By holding on to Reeves, the Lakers risk entering another season with a glaring weakness at center. Anthony Davis, while dominant, isn't built to handle the grind of playing the five full-time. When the Lakers don't have a true rim protector behind him, the defense suffers, particularly in playoff matchups against elite bigs like Nikola Jokic or Joel Embiid. If the Lakers can't find a reliable center through other means, mid-level exceptions, buyout market, minimum contracts, they may once again face the same postseason fate: over-reliance on AD, lack of interior defense, and early elimination. There's also the looming question of Reeves' next contract. If he continues to rise, which is likely, he could command $35 to $40 million annually by 2026. Would the Lakers be prepared to match that? Would they still have cap space to build around him and Davis, assuming LeBron retires or departs? Keeping him now might mean facing another tough financial decision 2 years down the road. So the front office must ask, are we betting on Reeves to be part of the next era, or are we simply afraid to make a move that might backfire? Keeping him is safe. It's logical. It satisfies the fan base. It keeps team morale high. But it also puts pressure on the coaching staff to make internal improvements, better defensive schemes, smarter rotations, and greater emphasis on player development. The Lakers can't afford another stagnant season. If they keep Reeves, they must also maximize him. Give him more ball-handling responsibility. Let him run more pick and rolls. Trust him in crunch time. If they believe he's truly part of the future, he can't be just a role player. He needs to become a pillar. And that's ultimately what this scenario hinges on: belief. Belief that Reeves can be more than a supporting piece. Belief that you can fix the center position without trading him. Belief that chemistry and culture still matter in a superstar-driven league. And belief that you don't always need to gamble to win. Sometimes the smartest play is the one you already have. Imagine the WOJ bomb drops. The push notification lights up phones around the globe. The Los Angeles Lakers have traded Austin Reaves. Just like that, one of the franchise's most beloved players is gone. In that moment, a wave of reactions would flood across the basketball world. Some would praise the front office for being bold, for recognizing positional needs, for doing what it takes to win now. Others would shake their heads in disbelief, not because of who came back but because of who was let go. The Lakers would be entering a new reality. One without Austin Reaves. From a basketball standpoint, the move might be justified. If the return package includes a true rim-protecting, mobile, and high IQ big, someone like Jarrett Allen, Nick Claxton, or in the best-case scenario, a rising all-star center, it could be what finally balances the Lakers roster. No more asking Anthony Davis to anchor the paint every possession. No more getting out-rebounded in key games. No more late-game collapses due to lack of size. The presence of a dominant center could completely change the team's identity, allowing Davis to play freer, LeBron to conserve energy, and the Lakers to defend with the kind of physicality that wins playoff series. But that comes at a cost, and not just statistically. Reeves brought more than numbers. He brought trust. In a locker room where so many pieces change year to year, he was someone teammates could rely on, to make the extra pass, to take a charge, to hit a mid-range dagger when the shot clock was winding down. His absence wouldn't just create a gap in the rotation. It would alter the very rhythm of the team. For LeBron James, it would mean losing one of the few role players he genuinely enjoyed sharing the floor with. Their chemistry was clear. From transition passes to backdoor cuts, their connection helped unlock key offensive actions. The same goes for Anthony Davis, who often leaned on Reeves' spacing and off-ball movement to create space for post-ups. From a fan perspective, the loss would hit especially hard. Reeves was one of theirs. An underdog who earned his stripes. A symbol of development, patience, and grit. In an era of high-profile trades and short-term rentals, he felt real, a homegrown piece in a team often criticized for chasing stars at all costs. His jersey sales were strong. His name was chanted in the arena. He was becoming part of Lakers lore. And that's not something you can just replace. Then there's the risk factor. What if the big man you trade for doesn't pan out? What if he struggles to adapt to the bright lights of LA? What if he gets injured or fails to anchor the defense the way the front office envisioned? You can't undo a deal like this. Once Reeves is gone, he's gone. And if he thrives elsewhere, putting up big numbers on a contending team, fans won't forget. Neither will the media. The Lakers have been down this road before. letting Caruso walk to avoid the luxury tax, betting big on Russell Westbrook, passing on DeRozan. The mistakes aren't just in the choices, they're in misreading the moment. If the team trades Reeves, they better get it right. Because if they don't, the consequences won't be subtle. There's also a cultural impact to consider. LA is a city of stars, yes, but it's also a city of stories. The best Lakers teams blend Hollywood flair with heart and soul grinders. Think of Derek Fisher next to Kobe. Think of Lamar Odom beside Pau. Think of Alex Caruso beside LeBron. Austin Reaves was that player, the glue. The bridge between the stars and the fans. Trade that away and you're left with a colder, more transactional roster. Could they still win without him? Maybe. But what would winning feel like if it cost you your most relatable player? In the end, a Reeves trade would be a defining moment. It would show how the Lakers view their window, their values, and their willingness to prioritize short-term fixes over long-term connection. It wouldn't just be a roster move. It would be a referendum on what kind of team the Lakers want to be, and who they're willing to leave behind to get there. Because sometimes the biggest gamble isn't in the trade you make. It's in the soul you lose when you make it.